That's a typical Neil long pot there. He really hammers those in with authority. It's a bit risky to go into the reds. He's got the loose red. If he was away from the cushion, he would play this and go into the bunch off a couple of cushions. That was the safest option there.
6.
I did mention earlier that his father had flown over. That's Ian, Neil's dad there, probably suffering a little bit of jet lag, I would imagine, but he's not going to miss this.
Now this is one of those packs that you have to go into with stunt. If you screw into them,
Seven.
well, he's got too straight on the black to play the shot.
Just wondering if he's got an angle here to come off the cushion with lots of top spinning into the bunch. Might have a slight angle to do that, will he?
Yeah, I like it. Like it. We've got a chance to show you that angle you're talking about there, Dennis, and he's going to have to bounce it, isn't he, to create the angle.
Is there enough to do it? He can. Well, he's going to force it. You can see him hitting the ball just above. What's the side? He didn't get the side. I see. No side.
14.
Yes, he probably thought the white was going to bounce a little bit to widen the angle there, but it didn't really come off the bed of the table.
Neil Robertson, 14.
As per normal with the safety, they get him pretty close to the back cushion, but he's left a red on. Unfortunately for Mark Selby, he can't avoid the kiss on the black if he pots it. Just coming round to see if he can force the angle to get through the gap. But the plain ball, he definitely kisses the black. Well, it looks like he was getting down to attempt the pot. And like we mentioned, there's not a lot of room to get through the gap of the black and red. And the harder he plays it, it brings the red to the left of the one he's potting into play. If it's it too thick, he could cut into that. Well, he did cannon into that red, and that's why he hit it so hard, just to make sure that he cannoned into the red and not the black.
1.
Well, he nearly pulled off a fantastic trick shot. He's potted the red. What's the other red that he cannoned there as it comes across the table? He nearly potted that as well in the same pocket. That would have been one of the best trick shots I've ever seen.
Very disappointed there, as you can see with his cue arm there. He's just suggesting he didn't get through it. He wanted to be on that red on the black spot, not this one. Didn't want to. He wanted to leave that there. He wanted to go red on the black spot, then the slow black on the cushion, and then the red over the pocket. Did you get?
Thank you.
The fact that the brown's off its spot makes this blue a
5.
little bit easier to play. Pink's obviously available as well, and if he's straight on the pink, well, he's got an angle, so he may bring a few more reds into play. Oh dear, did that kick? I can only presume it must have kicked. I can't believe he could miss a pot by so far if it didn't kick. Well, goodness me, did it kick? Oh.
One.
The screen is virtually dead straight, so you can screw back on and off the cushion for the red and the black spot.
The only problem here, if he gets on the black,
4.
he's going to have to get a good angle to be able to get to his next red. So not a lot of use to finishing straight on the black. There's a couple of reds that's available. There's one in the middle of that bunch that'll go into the left middle pocket in the right corner, and then the one at the extreme right. It's also potable. So he made sure he didn't finish straight on this black, so one good positional shot here and tricky little pot along the cushion, and he could be in pretty good shape. He's got a kick. Oh, that's horrendous.
Neil Robertson,
I
5.
mean, what a contact. That put the black straight onto the cushion. I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of kicks so far since we started the semi-final, and when that happens there, you know,
In both matches, Dennis, isn't they? I mean, Ronnie and Barry Hawkins, it spoiled a couple of the frames. It's doing that already here. Why different tournaments it could be so different? It's amazing, really. Some tournaments you hardly get a kick, other tournaments you get loads.
well, that was surprising. He hasn't left anything. There's no real pressure on that. And have a look at this. He didn't even get it in the jaws of the pocket. That's unlike Mark. Could be in trouble here, though. Could be snookered. Well, Mark, he might go close to potting this one off the side cushion, and the black's over the corner pocket. He's just glancing up at that, and he's thinking to himself, it's an easy snooker to escape from past the green to hit that red. But he's just wondering if it's a little safer to go nestling into the bunch there. Slight problem now with that red up the other end of the table. It's awkward bridging, otherwise Neil could send that red that's up past the brown back up the table, but it's just too awkward to attempt that. I'm just wondering if you can see enough of this full ball. Has Neil under hit that? Might have done.
Yeah, I popped into Mark's dressing room as they were having the 15-minute interval, and he was saying he felt the table was half a length slower than it was when there was a two-table situation. And there was an example. Neil obviously thought the cue ball would travel through enough to snooker that.
just a wee bit of a stalemate at the moment until one player can send that red back up the table. The one that's near the brown. We've got this slight stalemate. Now, what's he done this time? Is there enough room to play the red this time? Well, you'd think he could hit that full ball and play the snooker. I think Neil definitely has underhit it this time. So he could be in trouble because he's got the brown, yellow and pink to get snookers behind.
It's essential to have a good tip when you're playing shots like that, and a former professional player, Tom Sheard, puts Mark Selby's tips on, and I mean, Ronnie, as you know, he's having trouble with his tips this week. He's had 2 or 3 on already. I think he changed it in between sessions again today. At length, you've got to really get into the ball, and you can see there Mark's tip. Looks to be perfect.
He needs the green to come to the rescue here. And I don't think it has. Bit unlucky, he nearly sent that red in off the black there. Little delicate positional shot. See the gap between the 2 reds and the black? If he could get between those, he'd be perfect. He was always going to be on a colour as long as he got through that gap. This is not a bad chance now for Mark Selby.
8. 9.
The angle he's got on the black, he can obviously get onto the loose red, but he may play the cannon into the bunch of 4 just to split those into play. He'd be very unlucky not to be on the one that's nearest the black in case it doesn't work, but he might just play for the loose one. Not guaranteed to play the cannon here. Yeah, just play for the loose one.
$16.
Can't quite tell from our camera position whether the red at the back of that group of 4 will pot in the same pocket as he's playing the black in now.
17.
I think it would, Willie, just glancing at it there. We'll find out very shortly when he pots the black, but yeah, it clearly goes. The one to the left of the 4. In fact, he's played it in such a way that he'll bring the other 3 reds into play now. Maybe all the reds into play. Just got to be
24.
careful with the cue ball here.
25.
Well, how well did he judge that? He made it look so easy, but I'll tell you, it was far from easy to judge that.
Yes, it needed 3 kisses, didn't it, to get the cue ball there?
Sure.
Every ready pots now. He'll be opening a gap for another red.
32.
Glance at the scoreboard will tell him he's 18 points in front, so he needs 4 reds, 4 colours. Just take the lead for the second time in the match.
33.
Yeah, Neil hasn't really had a chance like this. In fact, his highest break's still 46, whereas Mark Selby had a clearance of 133 in the previous frame.
40.
Neil was having a quick glance up at a monitor there just to see how he was on the red here. There have a few monitors around the arena. You can't always see when you're in your seat. You're down sort of level with the table. You can't really see exactly how they're situated.
Looks like he's taking the slightly more difficult red, the middle one of the three. Now he's gone back to his original choice. He may play like a stun here just to make sure he flicks the red half ball. Yeah, because he was always going to lose the white. You see, that was what was concerning him. Made a bit of a mess of this. This is a tough little pot. You can see it's going to be virtually straight.
$48.
Well, we didn't see that
Mark Selby,
coming.
48.
But look where the cue ball was. He just hit it all wrong. Never got on the black. But he's been rather fortunate. I'll show you the miss in the middle pocket. That red could have landed anywhere once he missed it. But it came in the most awkward position. Prevents Neil from attempting any pot. That's a good shot there. Very good. Just watch the red. There was one available until this red come off the cushion past the black and just covered everything really. Well, this is going to test Mark Selby here. If he's going for the two cushion escape to flick off the red. Don't be surprised if he doesn't miss it on the first attempt. He's hit it too thick and he's left the lot on here. That's why I thought he might even miss it on the first attempt. You know, missing it is better than hitting it thick like that.
1.
And these two reds are available into the same pocket as the black or the middle, but you'd prefer to screw back, leave them in the same pocket.
$8. $9.
Want that red to go on the cushion. The fact that it's just pulled up in time makes it a little easier to get on.
I'm wondering if Neil thought the blue was on its spot there because
ball.
he hasn't got the angle. That's why he's taking the pink, and look where he's hitting the cue ball. Look at that, to get that backspin. Beautifully played.
And it appears to be the perfect angle on the red to get onto the black. Could have been straight on this red. He would have
15.
struggled to get on the black, but as you can see from that picture there, just a plain ball run through, and it's perfect. Can you believe it? It fooled Mark Selby earlier on in this
Robertson,
match.
15.
Mark Selby played near jaw, it didn't go in. Neil Robertson just played near jaw there, and once again, it hasn't gone in. On the other, the tables up until, including this match, Dennis, they've always been going in off that near jaw on the other tables. This table doesn't accept it.
Thank you. One.
Well, I did think Neil was going to pinch this frame. just touched that near jaw. So it'll be a pretty relieved Mark Selby that
8.
almost had this frame pinched from him.
10. $13. 17. 22. 28.
Well, he will be mighty relieved, Mark Selby. He looked as if he was going to take the frame quite easily at an earlier break of 48, but Neil Robertson had a chance until he missed that red. But Mark won't mind that. He leads 3 frames to 2. Well, a few little twists and turns in that one, Willie. It was all very exciting. He still looks very cool, calm and collected. Does the world #1.
Obviously, over this length of match, you're going to miss balls now and again. We've already seen Selby miss one in this pocket. And just watch as we let it roll again here. If it just catches the near jaw, for some reason, they're not going in. Now, that would have gone in on the other 2 tables.
Yeah, so you've got to adjust slightly and just play that particular shot for the other jaw of the pocket, and then it will accept it.
The game before the mid-session interval, when Mark Selby played the red into the pack, and then he played a black down the cushion. You remember that black hit right on the right-hand side and went in. So it just shows you what happens when you just got to get used to a table. Every table is going to be a fraction different in some ways. They should be virtually all the same, but a fraction always different, Dennis, isn't there?
Yeah, even the cloth can vary. You know, you can get 2 different rolls of cloth and the play different. They've got them pretty good. I mean, the conditions are fantastic that these players get to play on these days. They really are.
Thank you. Settle down, please. Frame 6. Neil Robertson to break.
Couple of easy balls, but both players have also hit the ball extremely well in this opening 5 frames as Neil Robertson breaks off, trailing 3-2. Remember, there's 8 frames in this session. Just had another glance up at one of our screens to see whether Mark Selby could see the straight red. He obviously can't. Be a little bit careful in this safety shot he's playing, not to push the red over the corner. There it goes. Needs a good green. Well, what about the nearly good brown? I mean, it's slightly hampered, but he should be able to pot it. But can he get on the colour?
Do you know, I think there's a little gap for him to get onto the blue here. A little trace aside. If he pots this, well, that's awkward, isn't it? He's got to be careful he doesn't hit the brown. Look how close they are to the brown. That's how accurate this game is. But there's the gap. He's found the gap nicely. Not only has he found the gap, as we show you this awkward cueing again, he's got himself perfect on the blue to go straight into the pink and reds. Plays that shot so well.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing is you can
6.
see both pink and black have actually gone out of play. Reds are perfect. Look at the way these split. But the next killer is going to be pretty tough to get on. Deep screw for the blue, I think, with the reverse side. Just watch the white when it hits the cushion. There she blows. Not good.
7.
Well, that might be a bonus if he ran another 3 or 4 inches. He'd play the pink, but probably not from here.
Superb cueing again.
12.
I mean, the pink is awkward also. He might just have to concentrate on the blue here. Nothing wrong with winning a frame with reds and blues.
Yeah, but as we've said many times
13.
on commentary, Dennis, that you can count on one hand the number of frames that are won with just blues only. Now I just wonder whether he'll risk getting onto the pink here. Probably
18.
not. Not from that angle anyway.
Sure. 19.
He's round looking at the pink. It would be a big help if he could get it on the spot, but as I say, it's not imperative. Let's have a look what angle he's got on the red now. I'm going to have to flick off the other red, so got to be a little bit careful here. Should be okay. He'll finish on, if not the pink, he'll be back on the blue again.
25.
He's still looking at the pink, but listen, I'd be quite content to just carry on with reds and blues here.
And once he gets rid of the red that's nearest the pink spot, of course that opens the gap from when he does get the right angle on the blue to play the cannon into the black and 2 reds, but that'll be in 2 or 3 shots time.
30.
This shot tells me that he's going to concentrate on blues. He might have to throw the yellow in now. He's gone too far.
Yes, I'm sure his heart skipped a beat there because the red went in right off the far jaw.
Sure.
Just can't get into the cue ball at the minute. It's hard work screwing back, Dennis. Maybe he is playing a bit damp this table.
Yeah, I think he's had a heavy contact, not on this particular shot. He just went, he potted in the right side of the pocket, that's why he wasn't on the
33.
blue correctly, but that one kicked. He's had the yellow cleaned, he's now having the cue ball cleaned, because when he screwed back here, I mean, look at that, it lifted off the bed of the table. Quite a margin there.
Well, he'll do well to miss the cannon on the red on the pink spot here if he plays this run through. And he was always going to hit that ball. I couldn't see that being any value at all.
34. Blue ball.
Yeah, he's trying to get in behind the brown here.
Mark Selby, 34.
And when the balls are, Dennis, that 34-point lead is equivalent to about 60 with the pink and black on the spots. What a fantastic pot. And just look at the angle he's got on the brown. If it pulls up a fraction. I just thought for 1 minute he could screw into those two reds at the side of the black. He's looking at those, but I think he's just gone a bit too thin. What a pot this was. If he was slightly higher on the table, he'd play to bring the black and two reds into play, but I think it's too thin. Yeah, that's why he's played for a loose red.
Now, with no blue available, he's looking at the possibility, believe it or not, of bringing the black into play. If he pots his red in the right corner and he gets the correct cannon, he can develop the black here. That's a brilliant shot. Yeah, he judged it well.
Sure.
8 frames to be played in this session. You're always looking to get to 4, and then you know there's no way you can be behind, get into the second session.
Thirteen.
Well, that is quite amazing, because what he's done, we talked about it previously, he missed one to the near jaw, and I said, well, you've got to play it in off the other jaw, the left jaw, as we look at it. He's thinking about that, and he's done it, and it still hasn't gone in. And it's hard to convince, you know, amateur players that play on their club. They keep saying these tables that the pros play on are easy compared to a club table. A club table, the pockets are like buckets compared to these.
But I can't understand how they can play so different from the two-table situation to this.
8.
3 reds that have missed this evening in that pocket would have gone in last week, or sorry, yesterday.
Sixteen.
This is a massive frame now for Selby, because he knows this will be a little kick in the teeth for Neil Robertson. Neil knows he should have got back in this frame, if not won it, when
17.
Mark missed the previous ball. And now Mark's got a chance, already 38 points in front. Just one more red and colour needed to be short. The red's a certainty to put him where Robertson needs a snook up. The angle he'll leave on the black, he may bring the other 2 reds into
24.
play. Decided to go up for a baulk colour though this time. Neil Robertson going to be
25.
2 frames behind, having to win the final 2 frames of this session.
Yeah, the semi-final will be one session of this match tomorrow, and then the 2 remaining sessions on Saturday. Ronnie O'Sullivan, Barry Hawkins will play 10 o'clock in the morning and tomorrow evening, so they'll play the 2 sessions tomorrow. And if he gets the snooker here, Neil might stay in his seat.
Thank you.
But he hasn't got the snooker.
Mark Selby, 20.
Buying those snookers, it'll be Mark Selby who goes 2 clear at 4-2. It is a very big target in behind yellow and blue here, and it looks like he's got the snooker at his first visit.
Yeah, pretty easy to swerve that. Just letting the referee have a look, but they're so used to letting the referee have a look, because it wouldn't have mattered if he had missed the red there. A miss wouldn't have been called because they're at the snooker's required stage. It's just the normal thing to be done these days.
Good pot on the red. He won't be trying to get on to the red to pot it off this black. He'll just leave the red on the table, of course. Just trying to work out where's the best place to put the white to get the desired snooker.
See, if he only needed one snooker, if he had a chance, he could pot the red, the black, and look where the yellow is next to the blue. Perfect for the snooker, but he needs 2 snookers at the moment.
Yeah, Robertson, 8.
That's how slow the table is compared to what it was yesterday. He was trying to snooker behind the green there, putting the red further in the middle of the table. Didn't really want to bring the pink towards the black, but good chance here for a snooker. Well, did well to not get the kiss on the black. He was actually playing the shot he played, but he obviously played the red a little different to that. But as you can see from that picture, Mark Selby can see this. And that puts the frame beyond any reasonable doubt. So Mark Selby knows he can any worse way finish level in this session. Now it's probably time to try and kick on to get a lead going into the second session tomorrow.
Eight.
Well, that
Mark
won't
Selby,
worry
8,
Mark
and the
Selby.
frame.
Did the work there. No big breaks really in that frame, but what he has done is over the 2-frame gap now, and he leads by 4 frames to 2. There's a situation